let's look at the actual chart controllers, and as I explained, you've got an initial position or strategy, and then you can have a what if scenario strategy to see the impact of any change in one of the BSM input factors. And so if you want to chart things, obviously, I mean, you could put a long call there, short call there, you know, I mean, you could put an iron condor on here, you could put a strangle on here, you could put a jade lizard or a 112. I've given you enough charts basically to do multiple strategies, and by simply going to the main initial table, you can plot everything here by going flat. So what that means is, because everything is cumulative in these controllers in terms of what they're showing here. So for example, if I had another position here that was plotted, let's say, let's put the second one up here. Now you've got legs 1 and 2. You don't need leg 1 because this is the cumulative position, and so you'll see I haven't taken leg 1 off, and so you've got this very strange chart. So all you do, whoops, too far. So all you do is take that off, and now you'll have the effect. I think it's a call credit spread. Yeah, you've got a long call and a short call, and so there's your classic call credit spread. The reason the numbers are overlapping is because actually it's got a very low expiry, 7 hours. Obviously the longer the days to expiry, time to expiry, the further the curve will be from the because we've got a profit at now and a expiry, so the further those lines will be apart basically, so they won't overlap. And so what you can do is obviously plot your strategy, and then in the next chart below in the green, see the effect of the option price, profit and loss, or actually let's have a look. Let's see. Yeah, that should be priced now. Always match what's in the labels here, because each line is colored differently, and so it's just easy to get to know each different line will have a different color and you'll be instantly able to see it. So yeah, match those. Same with the Greeks. You've got your delta at the top here in row 3, and then you've got your gamma, theta, vega, and the same thing applies. So if you wanted to put rho in, you would go down to rho and then select it and then put rho in there. Okay. So now if you want to basically plot something quickly, you can understand that everything's cumulative. So if you ended up going into a jade lizard, so you had basically, it would be a long call, short call, well it's a strangle, short call and a short put. You would then take that away and then open them up here. Again, you can open up the premium, the actual premium legs 1 to 3, price now, or the expiry, or the profit and loss. So I'm going to go down to the profit and loss, so let's do that. And then all the metrics are displayed there, so you can see what your price is, your strike, time to expiry, implied volatility, all the, you know, the BSM inputs. And then when you go back up, there it is. And obviously, as I said, it's a short time to expiry, so there's a bit of overlapping there. But that's your jade lizard. And then say, what if you wanted to put a strangle on here, or an iron condor? I think the way this is set up in the initial table, the iron condor could start on leg 5, 6, 7 and 8. So what have we got? We've got everything there. Yeah, we've got asset width. This is simply, and you must remember to have all these set for each strategy, because if you leave one of these at a different setting, like say for example here, this is an iron condor, 5, 6, 7 and 8. You've got your long call, short put, long put. As I earlier found out, I just had that on 25 and I was looking at the chart and it just looked completely weird, because that is the asset width here. So let's have a look. Let's plot it on here. This is number 2. Actually, let's just come out a bit, it's too big. Right, so let's see width. Yeah, for the iron condor. So let's plot an iron condor. Let's say we want to put it on this one here. Not the what if scenario, but on the blue initial position, initial strategy. So what you would do is you would go over leg 5, yeah, leg 6, leg 7, leg 8, and then you plot leg 8. You don't need to plot the other legs because they're all going to be cumulatively displayed from this drop down. As you see, it says 1 to 5, yeah. So 1 to 3, 1 to, each one is different. So basically we're in number 8, so we go to the price at now, profit and loss rather at now, and the expiry, number 8, profit and loss expiry. So these are displaying, and you can notice these are Dow Jones, yeah, and then you've got pound dollar, pound dollar, pound dollar. You need to go back to the initial table and set everything flat so that you don't see all of this extra Dow information. It doesn't accumulate into that. So let's just go back up and flatten off the top 4. So drop down, flat. And remember, the BSM 20 engines are basically working away doing this, so it takes some time to calculate. A lot of math going on here. Right, so now on chart 2 we've decided to plot the iron condor. There's the 4 legs here. It's the pound dollar. It's 27 days, 28 days to expiry. Let's just zoom out a little bit and then let's see what we got. Yeah, so that's what's happened. The width isn't correct because this is the width. I'm talking about the width of the asset price on the x-axis. Let me just try, and there you can see it's in stages of, in stages of 100, yeah. So in between, obviously, it's 50 in that one. So let's just go back up. Let's zoom out. And then change the asset width so they're all completely the same. Right, leg 5, yeah, they're all in 10s, yet the long put for the last leg of the iron condor is wrong. So as soon as you enter the 10-point width on the x-axis, it'll redraw and properly present an iron condor. And there you go, there's the iron condor. And that's pretty much how it works. And the same obviously applies to the scenario, what if, situation. So again, you can see your profit and loss curve, and then you would have exactly the same thing here, but obviously with different premiums because of the effect of what you've entered into the BSM in the green table, in the green bordered table. Like as I said, a 20% correction. And let's see what else is there. And then yeah, below here, this is basically being pulled. There's nothing to do here. This is just display. This is all being pulled from the 20 BSM engines. You've got obviously your blue columns and your green columns for the what if, and if you see it in white, that's the actual asset price there at the time of the position. And going down further, just a quick monitor check to see what legs you've got and whether they're going in the right direction. You've got a long call, short put, and long put there, short put, short call. And then these tables, again, you don't need to touch them. They're simply to put information into the chart controller, the blue and green chart controllers. So those tables are not relevant. And that is effectively it. Let's see, actually I wouldn't mind just let's do a scenario. Let's just quickly see then. So we've got this iron condor. It's starting on legs 5. I've decided to plot it on chart 2. I could have plotted it on any of the other remaining 4 charts. And here we can see whatever I'd inputted is basically come over as a mirror. So it just reminds you what you had, what the strike, what the asset price was. The expiries, actually, these are quite out. These are, what have we got? Starting leg 5. Oh no, they're the same, yeah. Okay, so that's, the original was January. That one's obviously been pushed out to March. What would happen if you, expanded the days? What's going on with this one? The last one's a long put, and that seems to have a completely different, so let's just copy that, put that down into there, paste it. Oops, wrong one. Paste it into there, undo, paste it into there. Okay, so that should have 102 days. Hold on, what do we, oh, we've got a different app, so let's take that one as well, put it into there, paste it in. Okay, so now we've all got the same and I believe that is a little bit high. Let's just do 4.5. So we've got reasonable pound dollar implied volatility. Okay, so that seems to be set up. Dates, what about the, yeah, same trade size. Right, let's just plot it. And now, bearing in mind that we had the pound dollar at 132.90, 1.32, and what have we done? Let's just zoom back in again. What have we done? We've decided, yeah, so actually it has moved down quite significantly from 133.75. So let's go back down, just zoom out a bit. Actually, I prefer using this. Let's come out a bit. And we were plotting on chart 2 and we were plotting legs 5 to 8. So let's have a look. Yeah, so they plotted there. Right, and that sloping line is created because we've got this call spread. So let's take those out. And let's plot 4 legs. And let's come out a bit. Right, and the reason that we've got this odd-shaped line instead of a condor is because, as you can see, everything's basically mapped out from the tables above, and you can see you've got these prices, and then look what's happened here. We've got, I think that's the S&P 500, isn't it? So let's just zoom back out. Go back up to the what if green bordered, and let's see what's going on here. Yeah, you see it hasn't basically, I need to put the asset price in there. There's 132, and then we're going to have pretty sure that was 132. Oops, start again. Now that should draw better. Let's go back. Let's have a quick check on the green what if scenario.